G'day, Sambo here. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon, Saturday 14th of October 2017. There's my top bar hive. A couple of weeks ago I tried putting bees into that. You might have seen it on Facebook. Not a success. They stayed in there for about a day, maybe 2 days, and then buggered off. They just absconded. And what I did, I shook bees onto a board in front of the hive with a white sheet on it, let them walk in. They didn't march in, they clustered up in that corner there. I shook them into a bucket, poured them in the top. They didn't stick around. But there's more than one way to skin a cat. What I'm going to do today, see, I've made the top bars just the right size to go in regular Langstroth hive. So I've got half a dozen top bars there. That's a 6-frame polystyrene nuke. I'm going to split this hive. I'm going to take a bunch of brood, some food, I'm going to shake a whole heap of nurse bees in there. I don't care if I get the queen, it doesn't really matter. As long as I've got eggs and young larvae in each hive, whichever hive is queenless will make a new queen. It'd be nice if I can get the queen, because that simulates a swarm and then I don't have to worry about that one swarming. Some of those bars, some of those top bars will go in there. I'll let the bees draw them out. When this nuke is built up and they've drawn out the comb, I'll cut the comb back so it fits in the top bar hive. Shove the top bar hive up this way, and those bees will just transfer straight from the polystyrene nuke into the top bar hive. It's going to be a bit difficult for me today to film this while I'm doing it. It's bloody bright sunshine. The phone's just going to get hot sitting here on the tripod. So I'll do what I can. I'll keep you updated as I'm going along. And I'll also be feeding the nuke. I've got a 5-litre hive top feeder for that. I've just made some sugar syrup up. And I've got a 2-inch frame feeder. 1 gallon 2-inch feeder. I dare say it's from Man Lake. I bought it from the Bunyip Beekeeper, and he gets stuff from Man Lake over in the US. I'm going to put that in here, and I'll give them some food as well. Look at this hive, very busy girls. Let's go have a look at these other ones over here, my stronger hives. It's dry. Bloody dry. I haven't had much rain to speak of in months. These girls are looking fairly busy too. Well, I'm just getting into the hive. I've taken the top super off. I'm into the second deck. I started drawing out a bit of comb. Started filling with nectar by the look of things. I know there's a bit of capped honey left from winter. A bit more in there. So I'll take this box off, we'll get down to the brood box, the bottom brood box. I'll give them a little bit of smoke. As you can see, there's a bit of breeze. Break the frames apart. A bit on the awkward side here, trying to do this with one hand. Wouldn't mind one of those fancy frame grabbers. We've got a bit of honey there, a bit of nectar. bit of pollen. I'm going to put that in the nuke. Swap it from one of the outside bars there. There we go. Captive brood starting to emerge. Look at that, all captive brood there. So that can go there. And I'll put a bar in there. Now I'm after some eggs. I don't see any eggs in here. And I don't see any in there. So I'm going to turn the camera off for a bit while I go through, search for a frame with eggs. But I'll shake some of these bees into the nuke. Alright, this is pretty close to what I'm after. I've got young larvae in there. Some really young larvae. And I've just got to keep looking to see if I can spot some eggs. Yeah, I'm going to work with this one. I'll put this one in there. Alright, so I've shaken a bunch of bees in. I've got sweat running up my legs. Put the top bar hive, put the top bar in there. Top bar in there. Put a frame in. Another top bar. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 top bars and frames. 3 top bars, 3 frames. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5 frames, 3 top bars. Good to go. Close this up. Close them up very shortly. Alright, the Paradise Honey hive top feeder. Open up this end. I've just got some glue and I've glued some sand on there. Give the bees some grip so the bees come up through this slot here. And I can crawl down there. The sugar syrup will be in here. They can come in from both sides. That'll do for now. I'll save some for the frame feeder. Have a look at that. I've been busy building bear comb. I want somewhere to put honey. Best to look at getting a super on there. So now that these girls are looking like they want to put honey away, I'm not going to put a feeder in there. I'll put a super up on top of them. Better get a container and clean up that bear comb now. So I've got a super on and I've put a top bar down in the brood nest there. Get them building some brood on one of these bars. And I'll put some top bars in this deep super. Just got to scrape that bear comb off. Get that top bar out, put it back without getting stung. Now these girls can definitely do with a feed. There's the lid. Now, got the plastic mesh tubes that goes in there so that the bees they can crawl in, they can crawl out, don't have to drown. Look at that, beautiful. There we go. And I'll just put the rubber bands back on, put the lid back on. Might clean that bear comb out while I've got the lid off. So you can see there's some bees are coming up to check out this feed. Now some of the foraging bees from this hive, they will drift back to this one, to their home hive. That's right. When I'm splitting hives, as far as I'm concerned, the most important bees in that hive are the nurse bees. Don't really care about the foragers. I make sure they've got plenty of food. It's the nurse bees I want to look after the brood and raise new queens. Over here, foraging bees will regress and nurse brood if they need to. So for here, when I come back into both of these hives, I'll have a look in a week's time. Have a look, see how they're getting on. See which one's got queen cells, which one hasn't. Pretty easy to work out then which one's queen right. It's going to be one or the other. And I'll just leave these until they start building up and get those top bars built out for me. Once I've done that, I can take the top bars out of there, put them into there. Any frames that are in there, I can use those for another split. So that's it. Splitting a hive to populate the top bar beehive. It's not a fast process, but I'm pretty sure it'll work. I've never done this before. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later on.